Hello, hello, it's Olivia. So how are you utilizing your technology? I'm gonna dive into how I use my Apple Watch, my iPhone, my iPad, and my MacBook and my AirPods all together, and kind of share my technology stack with all of you in hopes you get some cool ideas and how to use all of this tech to improve your efficiency in either like school, work, your entrepreneurial side hustles, whatever it may be. So let's get into it. I'll start with the smallest, AirPods. So I use a pair of AirPods Pro. I do have the newest one. I recently got it, and I would say these are, most useful for meetings on the go. So I find these absolutely essential. That's why I need to usually get like the newest ones. They're really important for meetings on the go because when I'm in a meeting, usually for work, I do not want to be distracted. And I'm often at school when I have to do these meetings. So if I'm on a Zoom meeting, I don't want to be hearing everyone's conversations around me. Or if I'm at a coffee shop, I want to be able to dial in. So, having that noise cancellation mode is so important. And also they're super, super portable. So I actually attach mine right to my iPhone in a locked case so they don't fall out, because that's happened before. So it's also great if I want to review video content on the fly, or like any audio messages, or I want to take a phone call, and to keep it a little bit more confidential, although I may be in a public space. So if you have any projects that you want to keep a little bit more confidential, you have more confidential information, or you're on the move a lot, I would definitely recommend investing in a pair of these. So yeah. And second, I want to get into the Apple Watch. Right now I'm actually using it to get the composition of my shot. So it's super helpful because I don't have to go back, keep looking at my phone. I can use the back cameras. It's really, really helpful. So that's just one use. Second, I kind of like to use it as, I have this really nice titanium band, and this is a Series 5. I got it on eBay, so I did want to get one that was a little bit lower price, but a little bit older rather, and lower price because I got it used, but still looks really, really nice. So it has the appearance of a $1,000 watch, but it definitely isn't, because it's not really easy to tell between the different series unless you're actually using it on a day-to-day, but from just a glance, you have no idea what series this one is. So I kind of use it for that status symbol, because in business sometimes that, first impressions matter. So, if I want to, it's just a consistent way to look nice. And my favorite things with this are the cellular. So I would say if you're going to get a Apple Watch, to get cellular, if you like to disconnect. That's probably one of my favorite things about having this, is I can go on a walk and I can listen to a podcast without having to carry my giant phone around. So that is, one of my rituals, and I really enjoy not feeling so weighed down. And, I just have my AirPods and I have my Apple Watch, and it allows me to really, be free from I can still receive messages. So, I don't have the worry that I'm going to miss something like super important if it came up and I was on my walk. But I don't have to have the bulk of the phone with me, so I can move around, run, and carry something. It's just a lot easier to disconnect this way without being so worried of missing something important. So you have a lot of responsibility on your plate, but you still want to get out, be in nature, disconnect. This is a super great way to do that. I also love, as many people do, having these activity rings. gives me a quantifiable metric to look at my daily routines in terms of how much I'm standing, how much I'm moving in terms of calories burned, and how many minutes I'm exercising every day. That is so imperative for me, feeling good and having energy. So like even when I'm at my standing desk and I have, I have a stair stepper under my standing desk, this will track like how many calories I'm burning on this stair stepper, things like that. So it's, really imperative to motivate me, because it's kind of hard to gauge, with your stair stepper, like how long you've been going when you're also working. So, if you have any routine like that, or any exercise you like to do, even just like a short walk, like to and from work, this can track it. So it motivates you, because then you get it, tracked, and you can look at it and you can say, oh yeah, for sure, I walked. And sometimes it's hard to, it's more motivation, I feel, to exercise when I have this, because I can do streaks and everything like that. Also love to set timers on this. Really helpful when I'm doing my morning routine, like 5 minutes, and then my tea steep. So things like that. Easy access to my calendar. But yeah, those are the main things. Love this baby, except I wish it stayed charged longer. All right, so now getting on to my phone. I right now have a iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is definitely my, of all my Apple products, maybe besides the AirPods, the most up to date. I mean, I guess the AirPods are the most up to date, but the phone itself is something I really like to invest in typically, and have the newest one, because I love making content, and the cameras on iPhones are incredible. And I actually, when starting this channel, earlier this summer, I bought a DSLR camera. It was a Canon. It was about $600, and I thought that it would be better than my phone, but it really wasn't. There's so many things that the phone is better with. First of all, battery. Second of all, storage space. This seems to be able, first of all, to stay charged longer, which gives me, obviously a really big advantage of being able to type longer videos. It always seems to have more storage space, as in I can upload stuff to the cloud on it, without having to switch in a physical, memory card and buy that extra memory. And also, the camera, especially with the newest iOS 16, is so great, especially in cinematic mode. Oh my god, it's so much better than just the base Canon camera that I got for, I think it was the EOS, forget exactly which one it was, mirrorless Mark II, that's what it was. It's so much better than that camera. I mean, obviously it's twice as expensive, but the camera itself is better, I've learned. And then also the portability is tremendously better. It's a lot easier to set up. I mean, the only gear you really need is sometimes a tripod, sometimes a stabilizer. I mean, you just don't need as much equipment as well. And it has, sharing functionality is a lot easier. So, it just gives you flexibility. You can make, content videos anywhere. You always take awesome pictures. I just definitely recommend it just for that if you're a creative person. And, you want to make that investment there. I would say just invest in a really good iPhone. So much better investment than any other camera you're gonna buy, because to get the same quality you're getting from this phone, which has machine learning and AI, which no other camera is gonna have, to get even close, you're going to have a huge zoom, a really fancy lens, and that's gonna be $1,000, something like that. So. And then they're also a lot more technical to use. So you do get more control, but it's also a steeper learning curve. So, that's why I love this, phone so much. Something else I've been doing too with my phone recently that's given me a lot of freedom is using it to do work on the go. And I always used to be a person, and I feel like I picked this up from school. Like, you see if you go on a college campus, you see a lot of students always have their laptops out. And I definitely do a lot of work on my laptop, but it was really restricting and so stressful. I have a job where I work from home. Sometimes I'm working on the go. Like, it's just very fluid. I'm moving around, And I used to think if I had a call, I could only do it on my laptop because I wanted to take notes on the call and, just a phone call. Like with a client, I had to take notes on the call and be really focused and have my laptop right in front of me, right? But recently, not everything you can do very well on your phone, but I found, like, if I still need to get work done, but I'm really tired or I'm out somewhere, I can actually do a lot of it on my phone. Like, I can write, obviously if you're writing something longer, you might want to hop on your laptop, but, filming something really quick, simple, like, writing, filling out forms, looking up stuff. I do some, like, journaling, reflecting on my phone. It just helps me fit in more to the day because I can take advantage of all of these times where it might be hard to get a laptop, but still do the same work just on my phone. And it's a lot easier to just kind of chill, lay back in your chair, do some work on your phone. So I love that. I've been getting braver lately in doing that. So those are the main things I use my phone for. Definitely navigation. That's why I have the big screen. I also know that there's a new update coming out, it's already out. I haven't gotten it yet for the MacBook, where you can put your phone on top of your MacBook and use it for the webcam. So I'm excited to try that out once I get my laptop updated. So if anyone hasn't tried that yet and they have like an upgraded phone and laptop that can support it, definitely try it out. I'd love to hear what you think. So another thing I use my phone for is that I want to mention really quick is a kind of a peace of mind tool. And that sounds really weird, but I want to explain it further. Hopefully it makes some sense. So I find myself as someone who thinks a lot, and I've kind of built a life around that. So I'm going to college and I'm getting a massive amount of information from my classes every day. I'm handling a lot of information for all of my side hustles, and also working as a business consultant with a few different clients every day. So that's a lot of information to manage. And sometimes I find my brain so overflowing with all of this information, and I need to get it out. So sometimes it's things to do, sometimes it's just information in general. So I love, and if you don't really utilize your phone for this and you feel like this some days, definitely give it a try. So I love, just putting in, journaling if something's bothering me, for instance. If I have a lot to do, I love organizing it in the Reminders app, and I have a whole system of how that works, how I organize things. So definitely let me know if you'd like to see that video. I also have a reflection list on things I've messed up on. So I call it my chi list. It's continuous habit improvement, and that is where I reflect on things I've done wrong, maybe some learnings, so I can get better. And I do that every week so I can improve consistently and not be thinking about all these things just in my head. It's so helpful to have at your disposal. And sometimes I use my watch for this. Like I'll say like, Siri, can you put this in my, life capture list? That's one of my reminder lists. So I can just get it out of my head. And it really helps clear my brain for the most important things, which is leaving it clear so I can be present and process what's coming at me instead of what happened earlier in the morning. Makes the whole day a lot better. So yeah, those are the main things I can think of that I use my phone for, that I love. I mean, obviously phones are, you gotta be really careful because they're so addictive. So I try to like place boundaries around it. I even have a little hook in my room. I also have a little lanyard attached to my phone and a wallet, which is nice. It almost serves as a backup tripod, which it is now. But anyways, I actually hang up my phone sometimes when I need to get work done on the other side of the room, and it's like I cannot go get it until I finish. So, I definitely have to be wary of, getting sucked into my phone. And I love watching YouTube videos, so I definitely gotta, avoid that and place boundaries around it, because as much as it's a tool for making me more efficient, it can also make me so much less efficient. But obviously, I mean, these tools are here to stay, so it's all about, the mindsets and who we are. It's more important than, than taking a phone out of your life or adding it back in. And then my iPad. My iPad I use for school primarily, and it's pretty old. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I got it used, and I got it a few years ago, and it wasn't the newest, so it's pretty old. But it's a Pro, so it still works pretty well. I think it's 2016. I can't remember. I love having an iPad for school. I use GoodNotes all the time. I can also look at it on my phone, but I don't really take any notes on my phone. I usually do them all on my iPad through GoodNotes. And I find this, oh my God, I save hours every week just using my iPad for school, because I am able to just transfer, all the digital files that we need for my class. So my classes will usually have a lecture slide, and I just put the lecture slide on GoodNotes, go through it, and follow along in class. And so I don't have to recopy everything that's on the slides in my notes. And I'm able to really focus on what the professor is saying versus what is on the slides, because everything is, I already have it. And then I can, spend time like emphasizing stuff, organizing it, moving it around, putting it into, a, kind of exam study sheet during lecture versus just copying it all down for the first time or, during class. So I can also improve my class experience. I mean, there's just so many more things you can do on an iPad versus a physical piece of paper. And I could get into this in a whole new GoodNotes video. So let me know if you'd like to see a video on how I use GoodNotes. But yeah, that is my number one use for my iPad. Another thing that I really like is that I try to carry my laptop and my iPad everywhere. My iPad, I have a case that has a keyboard with it. It's a Zag keyboard, and so it also serves as a backup laptop, which sometimes is really handy. It's a little smaller, so it's nice because it's a little more portable, can fit into really small bags, so you can kind of bring it along, and it can really do much of what my laptop can do, so that's really nice. But if I do have my laptop and I'm in a really, let's say I have like 4 hours of really intense work I need to do, I can actually use Sidecar and have it as a extra screen. So this is immensely helpful, because then I can have double the screen space, to look at different tabs. Like I need to maybe copy information or look at a page, and then reference it, and then on the other page I can be typing up what I'm looking at. So this is just really helpful, and that brings me to my laptop. So I use a work laptop for everything. So it's a MacBook Air 2019, not fully spec'd out or upgraded, but if I had the choice, this would be the thing I would upgrade, and I'm planning to pretty soon, to a MacBook Pro. But you know, this one's working all right for now. So I use this for, you know, all my schoolwork and work, you know, when I have a really long day, when I really need to be in the zone for a while, or I have, you know, something really specific to work on, I'll be at my laptop, and I don't know, I go in between my iPad and my laptop most of the time for school work, mostly on the laptop. And at home, I have a workstation where I have 2 monitors set up kind of on the side, and I have my laptop in the middle. I use my laptop keyboard and screen, and then I also have 2 extra ones on the side. So that's really, really helpful for getting the zone work, to have all those screens. But it's totally, you know, doable to just have the one laptop screen. And I don't really have any other special, like, out of the box things other than, you know, using the monitors and my standing desk setup for my laptop. Like, no particularly special uses. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a comment if there was anything interesting in the video. And I'd love to know also what your favorite piece of tech is and why it's your favorite. So, you know, like, how do you use it and how is it added to your life? And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. You know, it really just helps me out. I am trying to monetize this channel eventually, so my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, however long it takes. I'm going to learn and make better videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day. Go break those invisible chains.